Good afternoon. I'm sitting here with the lovely Nicole. How are you folks today?
And I'm here with OJ Silverback.
That's right. Everybody likes to call me OJ. It's actually OG.
OG.
But that's okay. No, it's okay.
I
It's
did
okay.
it.
OJ was a famous dude, but he's infamous now, so I don't want to be associated with
Really
that guy.
Oh my goodness. Well, that's how we start off these shows.
Yeah. How you been?
I've been good. Been busy with being on sets and volunteering my service at some nonprofits here and family life and
Wow.
planning a vacation to Buffalo soon. So I'm excited to
Awesome,
get my
yeah.
chicken finger subs on.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
some good stuff.
You know, I follow you on Instagram and everything, and Facebook and everything.
Yeah, I follow you back.
Okay, well, that's
I've been
great.
seeing you, and you
That's
work
great.
really hard too with the movies you've been on and the stunts that you do. Really
Right.
amazing, really
Right.
talented, and also being a military veteran. So thank you for your service.
And thank you for your service. I appreciate
Absolutely.
you.
We have that in common.
That's what I like about you, because you're very feminine, but then you're also very assertive, right?
You like that? You like how I did assertive?
And confident. I like
They're
that.
probably confused why you said assertive like that.
Can I tell the story?
You can tell the story. Yes. How did we meet?
Okay, so when I first moved to Las Vegas from California, I was doing all these martial arts, right? So I met this guy named Master Jason Velez. He goes, "Hey, you should do movie martial arts because it's different." I was like, "Okay." So then I went over to the Las Vegas Stunt Academy, and I saw this blonde lady rolling around and stretching and all this stuff, and she was I felt aggressive because we did a move together, and she was grabbing me and flipping me. I said, "Wow, you're very aggressive." She goes, "No, it's assertive," and that's all. I had to correct myself.
But it was fun. He
Yeah.
did enjoy throwing me multiple times against the wall. And
Yeah, well, she
the
threw me
tactics
too,
that we
guys.
learned.
Just so you know, it wasn't a one-way thing. We kind of do each other. And I
It was
appreciate
fun.
that.
And
yeah.
then we got to share a movie too,
We did a-
Mistletoe Massacre.
Yeah, we did a couple. Well, we also did Bermuda Island together.
Yes, we did that. So there's a lot of connections that way,
Right.
besides being in the military and
Yeah.
serving our country.
And also a martial arts background. She's a really good martial artist, and I can appreciate that about her.
I don't really have that kind of background. Nobody tests that out.
Okay. She's very good at portraying martial artists. How's that?
Just to portraying, I don't really have the skills
Okay.
for that quite
could've
yet. But
fooled-
you
you
and
could've fooled
Jason
me.
do.
Yeah.
You and Jason,
Yeah,
I wouldn't
especially
mess
Master
around with.
Jason.
Even with the smile,
He's
I'm
way
like,
up there. Yeah, he's way up there.
yeah, he is. He's phenomenal. So
Yeah.
both of you guys are just somebody that I admire and look up to, especially in the film industry where there's a lot of fake and frauds.
Right.
Thank you for being legit, and
Mhm.
also Jason. Too bad you're not here, but we're giving you a shout out, Jason.
Hey, Master Jason.
And if people want to go to his stunt class, where would that be?
This is over at Knock Muay Thai off of Hacienda in the wonderful Las Vegas. And you can contact Master Jason or Master Air.
Yeah, really cool. I can't wait to go back. I've been busy with
Yeah.
other things that were going on. I did go to a place I do want to give a shout out. Food was so good there. I'm just gonna Sinful Subs, and it was with my two buddies that I met through different areas. One was Mel Grimes, and we did volunteering at the Veterans of Courts. It's a nonprofit we help out with, mentoring the veterans there. And then we also Chef Vic Vegas is when I went to Bar Rescue.
Mm-hmm.
And he's a pretty cool dude. He also owns a Black and Blue Diner, which he also opened up to other films when they had the 777 Challenge.
Right, yeah.
So Brenda Daly had that diner in her film coming up.
Nice.
Rogue Angel.
Yeah, Rogue Angel, yeah.
That was pretty cool. So there's a lot going on in that industry. And another thing that's happening too, which I didn't get the dress. I had this red dress that I was going to wear.
Oh.
It was really nice, shiny red. Remember that red dress, Maria? Yes. So it's on Monday of next week. It's called Death Club. I want to say congratulations to Neil Patel Films, Ronnie Nangnos, Ben Stauber. They did a really amazing movie set. It was like cast and crew chemistry. It was really cool. So
Nice.
I got to be in the background because I didn't audition for the roles.
Oh,
I didn't
okay.
audition. I was very new back then. I started last year.
Okay, me
And,
too.
Did you start last year too?
Yeah, I
Okay.
started last year as well in the
Yeah,
movies and
it's been
stuff.
one wild ride, hasn't
Yeah,
it?
it's been interesting.
Are you gonna go to Death Club at all? Do you think? They sold out their tickets, so.
Well, no, what happened is Sean contacted me and Lauren because
Sean
we
and
did,
Lauren.
because we did Mistletoe Massacre together.
Are you gonna be in Paid to Die?
Oh, I'm
coming
sorry,
up?
I confused them. Okay,
I know you
it's a-
did.
Oh, it's a different one. It's so many.
Sorry,
Hey, you know what?
I
folks?
bounced around a
Yeah,
lot. Oh,
it's
my
so many
goodness.
different movies going on in Vegas, and I'm so happy I moved here from California.
Now that you brought that up, though, that Pay to Die is coming up in Burbank at the end of the month. They are doing fundraising for it, and they have a lot of talents. Right. It was pretty cool to work with Todd Bridges.
Yeah, Todd Bridges was awesome. There's a bunch of other people there that I didn't really catch their name.
Beiling, and then they had Ken from Borat. From Cobra Kai, who's the landlord. They had Tom Sizemore. There were so many talents, though, and there was a lot of good comedians that I got to meet there. And my favorite part was gonna do the bottle breaking glass. That is so much fun. If you ever get the opportunity to be part of smashing a bottle over someone's head. I enjoyed it. I liked your role too.
Well, thank you very much. But speaking of bottle breaking, me and George did a bottle break scene. George Funderburg,
yes.
Yeah, bodybuilder George. So anyway, we were doing it at Master Airs, and it was a bottle smashing scene.
Actually, I was there for that.
Yeah.
I was there for the TV series.
Yeah,
Shout out again.
Sin City Angels.
Isn't it fun to see that? I just loved seeing how it was choreographed and hitting the marks right, and I'm looking forward to see how that turns out.
You know, they wanted you to be in there, but you
I was. No, I did it for a detective role, but I don't know what they did.
I thought you were like the head detective or something.
Yes.
Yeah.
I know. We'll see how that picks up.
Okay, because when I shot my scenes, I didn't see your scenes. Like you shot on days I didn't shoot.
Yeah, it was just a quick little intro, and I think they had to redo it again because they were, when you have to be careful with certain people that their face can't be seen during a certain shot because they're in something else.
Exactly.
It was kind of one of those. You have to retake it. But I'm hoping to get back on it once I get back from my vacation. I'm going on vacation.
Yeah, the Buffalo, right?
Going to
Buffalo, visit family.
Coming back. Well, Buffalo, New York, New Jersey, and Canada. That's going to be all that. And then I'm going the next month to Florida for a couple weeks, and then St. Martin. So I'm kind of really busy with that.
That's
it's going to be a long trip away, which is much needed, but will be fun because then I'll connect with other people.
Yeah, then you get to unplug,
Not with family.
Oh, not with family.
We're going to be doing the Disney, Universal, Gatorland, all that craziness. So I know they were talking about, stuff with guys. Maybe what a guy's view would be compared to what a woman's view would be on handling a situation.
Okay.
So
well, with our current political situation, it's kind of fluid because, with women's rights and feminism, a lot of men just aren't really sure where they fit in. So it's a very interesting topic.
That is. And I was sharing before with Nina on the previous jobs that I had, being a cop, military, post office as a mail handler. That was 30-pound sacks and loading into a truck, and that was probably the worst job. So sorry.
It was very physical.
Be kind to those employees.
Yeah,
they need it.
They got a rough job.
They do. Yeah. And then I recently applied for TSA.
All right, congratulations.
So,
I'm excited
it's different.
For you.
But for a woman's point of view, I really wouldn't know because I think everybody handles things differently in a situation. Mm-hmm. So for mine, contain, control, and communicate could be different than yours. So I think that's where the team effort comes along with working together so people can utilize their ideas to get whatever needs to be done.
Sure, I agree. That's why they say teamwork makes the dream work.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah, you bring people together with different ideas, and it's very helpful.
Yeah, so I'm trying to think, what else have we been doing? I did a recent, I'm going to go back onto the set of, it's called A Little Story.
Okay.
And I got to actually, a little intro, travel back in time and change some things and handle business.
Nice.
And it was really something different to put that kind of energy into being in the middle of the desert in the heat. I don't know if you ever did a role being in the middle of a desert in the heat.
Yeah.
Well, how did you handle it? And I'll tell you how I handled it.
Okay, so I actually did Space Hunters with Alan Whitman, and we were out in the Mojave Desert. Is there a place here in Vegas called the Mojave Desert?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was out there in the Mojave Desert
nowhere,
with the old ghost town and the caves and stuff.
What month? Was it in the summer? Was it in the heat of the summer?
Yeah, it was in the heat of the summer.
So how long were you out there all day?
All day. Like we got there at 8 in the morning. We were there until 12 a.m.
Oh my goodness. So how did you see anybody ever faint? Was anybody getting dehydrated, heat stroke? Did you see anything where it was kind of questionable with, some people can't take the heat?
Yeah, I think the set that we were on was very professionally done, and they had a lot of these like little tents and stuff with these portable fans.
Oh, okay,
and they had the water and they had ice chests. So when you weren't shooting your scene, the PA, I guess it's called the producers.
Production.
Who's the person that controls all the traffic? What's the name of it?
The PA will make sure that everybody has their food and taken care of and communicate if there's anything that needs to be brought up to the AD and the director.
Your scene, like who's the person that says, hey, you're going to be up, go to wardrobe.
AD could do that too.
AD, that's the person. Okay. So the AD would make sure we were sitting in the tents with the water and the fans.
So, you had the
tents. And then we had the ice, the ice chests and everything. And so we were just kind of there to cool off until it's time to do your scene. Then once you do your scene, I go cut.
So I didn't have the tent.
Oh, okay. So how did you
I didn't have the fan.
How did you handle the heat?
I did freeze waters and I brought them on, and then I just put them underneath because I had layers of like 2 sweaters. So people couldn't see it.
Yeah.
But it was hot, sunblock.
Wow.
It was climbing up mountains, literally climbing up or running to the vehicles.
I did those scenes too, running to the vehicles, going in and out of caves and stuff like that.
I do have a question. What was your MOS when you were in the military? Job?
Yeah, I had 2 actual MOSs. The first initially I was 11B, which is just a combat soldier. Okay. Just a soldier, but then I was in the military for a while and I got to see there were different jobs, and I applied to become a combat medic because I figured if I go to combat, my leg gets blown off. No, because when you're in combat, it's not like a movie. The medic can't always come and get you because there's fire going on, so the medic's got to protect himself too.
You bring your own tourniquet.
No, that's what I was saying.
I had that when I was a cop.
Yeah.
I had my own tourniquet. I was ready to mark the time of day.
Yeah. So that's what I did when I became a combat medic, because I was like, hey, if I'm ever in combat and my leg gets blown off and the medic can't come, I'll just go ahead and triage myself.
You're on your own. So it's being self-sufficient and being savvy. That's really good to have. And also, I do want to do a follow-up question with what role would you want, with your military skills and your background, would you want to have as a character in an upcoming production that you haven't had yet?
So a lot of my productions, Nicole, have been bodyguards and bouncers and henchmen and bad guys. The only comedy I did was with you and Mistletoe.
The Mistletoe Massacre one?
I did a comedic role there, but all my roles have been like doormen, bouncers, bodyguards, henchmen, bad guy, tough guys. But with my military background, I would like to work for, I think it's called Veterans TV. You ever heard of?
I did hear of it. Yeah. I was brought up to me.
I'm trying to get on that with that because they do a lot of combat scenes and roles, and I mean, I've already done it.
Soldier scene would be great.
Yeah, but I don't know how to really get in the door there. I've been trying
to see who's on there and start connecting with them. I would find their group, and then who's ever on that list, and you start seeing the posts, connect with them. I'm new to this. How long you in? And that's how you introduce yourself.
Okay.
To each and every person. That's what I usually do when I go into a new group and I start connecting. This is me, this is what I'm about, and seeing if we can collaborate some way together.
Yeah, see, that's a great tip, because I got to tell you guys, man, from a male standpoint, I would never think to do that, right? Because men are like, I'm going to do it myself, and I'm going to make it through my hard work. But sitting here with Nicole, and I'm very impressed with you, she gave us some gems, because that's from the female perspective of networking, introducing yourself, and building relationships.
No one's going to look into you. You have to put yourself out there. Mm-hmm. What are you about? What background do you have? What skills do you have? What can you contribute? How can you be an asset? If you can't be any of those, why would somebody even bring you on?
Mm-hmm.
They already have usually their team, unless you're extraordinary in some special skill set. Why would they want? So it's always building that skill set. And now you have some from the military background, which is really cool.
Yeah, my martial arts. I think my martial arts and military kind of teeter-totter, you know what I mean? Because I've spent so much time in both.
That's really cool. I haven't been typecast yet.
Oh, really?
No.
Okay.
But I did have the roles of law enforcement, which was familiar because I already had that background in
from
real
the military,
life.
Right?
No, as a cop in North Las Vegas.
What did you do in the military?
I was a M60 specialist, so I thought I was tough in Saudi Arabia with my M60 and my Hummer. And my
you had the M60.
The M60, yeah. But
no
the barrel
way.
changes out. You think it would be I can't swear, a tough gun.
Right. It's very delicate.
You must have an AG assistant gunner.
Right.
We had like 800 rounds. You always break the seal. I have to count them out. I'm like, don't even touch it, buddy. I'm going to grab it and I'm going to carry all the equipment. But
I think it's heavy.
But it's like 40-ish pounds on top of everything. It's okay. but the barrel changing out when you're shooting that gun.
Yeah.
You know, and you have to keep, and then the bolts usually lock up too a lot. So
Right, yeah.
You got like nonstop, and
No,
then all of a sudden,
not like the movies.
right when you're having fun.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. It locked. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Wow.
that was
Because I shot a 50 cal
Did
in,
you like
in the
it?
Army. I loved it. You know.
What else were you qualified on?
M16, a 9mm 45, and
What about 203 grenade launcher?
yeah, 203 grenade launcher. Yeah.
We need to put it out there that we want to do a military production coming out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think with males and females combined, because that's what it is nowadays.
Right.
The combination of two, which can be confusing, because even when I went into the military, I was pretend capture. I was never really captured. Just to let you know, when they're doing these scenarios.
Yeah.
And when you get captured, they're supposed to just shoot you dead. You're compromised. But they didn't know what to do because they looked at females more delicate. And,
Right.
and they're like, oh no. I'm like, shoot me.
Go ahead,
like,
shoot
me.
I'm captured. Yeah.
Like, captured. They're just like, they're talking to each other. You can see them in the DFPs. Those
Yeah.
are defensive fighting positions underground. But yeah, isn't that kind of fun when you gotta bring that back into your life on these sets?
Right.
I'm all like, yeah, let's get some today, but we can't get it today. But maybe tomorrow.
Well, I'm sure you know this, Nicole. Maybe a lot of our viewers don't know this, but paintball and laser tag started in the military, specifically with the Army. Because we used to have war games and war maneuvers.
Yeah.
No, I used to wear these elaborate gear,
Plastic?
and it's got the little laser thing on it. And then when you get shot with the laser, you're
done. You're out of
you know
commission.
what I mean? And then paintball was even better because you get the splatters and stuff. So then
I did it once, and someone set me up. It was me, and there were two other people left on the other side.
Yeah.
And so the person stopped. He didn't have any.
Oh, right.
He set me up to get him, but then his buddy got me. So yeah. So you have to be careful. It looks like it's all out there in the open.
No, it's some hidden stuff. Yeah.
I took the bait.
Wow.
Right in there.
That's amazing. I never knew you were an M60 gunner. That's amazing.
Because that's not normally. From when I was in Saudi
Arabia.
Arabia.
I believe you. Yeah, I believe you. But it's just that's not normally a field that a woman would take.
I know. But it's just something I went into. I always wanted to be a cop when I was younger, and then I went in the military when I was 18, and I thought the security forces was similar to law enforcement. In some aspects it is. There's certain trainings like the building clearings and all that.
Right.
But when I was a cop in North Las Vegas, that's a whole new level of training.
Wow.
The tasers,
I didn't know you were a cop. Okay, yeah.
And then you have to have your head on a swivel. It's more because it's all day, every day. The domestics, the suicides, the sexual assault. It's all day, every day. And I felt also too that a lot of people need help. So I went back into that community service with the nonprofits.
Yes.
Really, really amazing group of fellow helpers, and it's not just here; it's all around the world that I've been connecting to.
Nice.
So I love supporting and uplifting people. So I felt in this industry, you could build a platform, and when you build something, what can you do? How can you give back? Because I don't have a purpose in it if it's just about me. It has to be about other people. It has to be about redirecting them to a better way of living and doing if they want to put the work in themselves too, because everything's work.
Right, and that's what I like about you, because I got to tell you guys, like, I moved to Las Vegas last year because my 17-year-old daughter joined the Air Force, and they were originally going to send her overseas, which I was great. I was happy with because I wanted to see the world. But then they go, because of the COVID restrictions, there's no travel. They send her to Vegas. I'm like, you're not sending my 17-year-old daughter to Vegas. So then I moved out here. And I was like, you know what? I don't want to do computer stuff anymore. I want to do martial arts just all the time. So I was doing all these martial arts places, and I met Master Jason, and then I met you. But here's the downside. With you, it's a positive side, but I just got to share this with everybody. I'm new to the movie industry, and there's a lot of shady people, man. Like, people act like they're your friend, but they're really trying to get something from you. And then once they get what they need from you, then they're gone. And I was like, wow, but when I met Nicole, she's always trying to help people.
I do call out scums, though.
Oh.
And those cons, and I'm like, they can run, but they can't hide.
But you know what I'm talking about, though. It's a lot of shady people, so you got to be careful when you get in the movie industry. I was very fortunate to find Nicole and Master Aaron, Master Jason, because they're upright, like good people, and you can feel it. But there's some people, they're good at faking it, and then they get in, you get in with them and everything, and you find out they're not good people. So I just like to cut my ties immediately.
Well, we wouldn't know.
Right, because
we
I'm
usually
new.
take people for face value.
Yeah,
but in the industry, there's no background, checks or anything.
No.
But you can reach out to us. We know. You can reach out to Maria. we're very familiar, especially down here in Vegas. I've been out here 18 years.
Wow.
So I'm very connected to the community.
Okay.
So when there is scum and con, just let me know. I'll help support you.
She will.
I will come after
She
them
will
for you.
for
You are
sure.
not alone.
Right. She's got your back. But that's what I appreciate about you. You know, ever since I've known you, you've always been helpful to me and other people that know you. You know, whether it's getting parts or getting services or whatever.
To each other.
Or connecting
that's
to,
really imperative.
Right.
But there's people that just want me to do all their work for them. I was like, I cannot do all your work for you. You have to do it on your own. I'm trying to figure out things on my side. I've been in this acting for a year and a half, exactly a year and a half.
Right.
This month.
Yeah.
And boy, the things I've learned and the experiences, I've barely scratched the surface. That's what I feel like. Even though I've been pulling all these directions and I'm learning, some people have been in it for so many years, decades, and they're still not, and they're wondering like, what am I doing wrong? They're messaging me, I should be getting that part. I was like, well, you have to build your skills. If you just want acting, then you have to build all your skills for that acting.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's people that can do various accents and speak different
languages. Yeah.
Like really talented.
Yeah.
I'm not
Different
talented,
me,
but I'm passionate.
Yeah,
I will work.
Yeah.
I will work and work and work. And then I will learn something, and then I'll apply it. But some people, they're just really, they're gifted, and the memorization, you know.
Oh yeah,
people can memorize in a day. I'm like, you're gonna give me a week, right?
Yeah.
I was like,
no, sometimes you don't get a week.
I know.
But what's interesting, you know, bringing that up, and this is just my take, guys. Like I've been in this I moved here in June of last year, so this is August. So I've been here 14 months. And what I've noticed is, I just want to share with you guys, I'm not the best actor ever. I am in acting school with Paul and taking acting classes. Yeah, hey, shout out to Paul. He's the best acting coach. And then
he really is legit.
When I first moved here, I was going to Dream Tracks with Frank. Frank's an awesome teacher, and Miles as well.
Frank's good too.
Yeah.
And there's Abby Ray. And then
right.
I outreached to Peter Frisch. From the
Peter.
talent managers. He's from LA. I actually flew him out here.
Oh, I remember, yeah.
I flew him out
couldn't
here.
make it to the workshop.
I know, a lot of people couldn't, unfortunately, but I got to learn so much, so it's putting more tools in your toolbox.
Right.
So what did you learn with your acting coaches?
Well, speaking of tools, so what happened when I was studying with Dream Tracks, they were teaching me improv and comedy. Improv is just like, there's no script. You just go in there and we feed off
we're
each
doing
other.
right now.
And so I got all these different skills. I'm still not the best actor, but I'm doing method acting, so I'm learning how to emote and to control my emotions and project. But I'm going to tell you guys a secret. What really got me into movies was my martial arts skills, because there's a lot of tall, handsome dudes who are better actors, but they can't do martial arts like me. So that was a great skill that I've had, and I just want to share this with you. This is funny, but I've been on a lot. I think I've done 11 movies since I've been here. So I've been on a lot of movie sets, and I see a lot of very beautiful women. I just want to share this with you from a male perspective, because we're doing male-female. I see a lot of very beautiful women, and they're always coming up to me, "Hey, OG Silverback, I've been acting for the last 7-8 years, and how'd you get all these roles?" I said, "Well, can you do flips and rolls and falls? Can you kick? Can you flip people? Can you punch people in the face? No.
Can you catch on fire?"
Yeah, you know. And what I want to share with you is, in this movie industry, and this is my experience, I see a lot of women relying on their beauty, and I'm just here to tell you, I don't have beauty. I'm just an ugly mug. But I do have martial arts, and I've been taking improv and comedy and method acting. And so I guess what I'm trying to say from a male perspective, I can't rely on my looks. I have to rely on my skill set.
And that, you brought up the looks.
Yeah.
When I first went into some acting classes, I had somebody say, "Oh, you have the look." I was like, "What the heck are you talking about?" My whole life, in my 40s, now I'm not going to say exactly what kind of 40s. What do you mean, look? And then, you know, when I did my first acting, guess what I had? I'll start with the looks, because I did. I was like, Paul Capadilla has my first tape ever. I was like, is he going to blackmail me on that? I'm going to share that with people? Because I was really nervous. I was like, oh my goodness, I suck. My
I would love to
like,
see that.
I bet they would. I'm going to sweat over thinking about it.
Right.
Well, you know, when you talked about looks, I was like, you know what? Let's start there for me, because I didn't know. But then I went into the stunts.
Right.
And then I went into the crew side. So working as
Oh.
PA, slate, grip,
Right.
whatever they needed. Yeah, I had a couple hats on at a time, but then I got to learn, I got to be an asset. And then I got to go on other things like CSI, And then Back on the Strip with Kevin Hart, that's coming out in October. That scene, I was like, oh, please don't cut out my scene.
Awesome, yeah.
But they remember you. They know that
right.
You're in this credibility.
Yep.
You earned a good credibility, and then you do have a look.
Yep.
You have a look about you, and people are drawn to it, and they want to see more of you.
Yeah, but I mean, not to disagree with you. You still got to have a skill set. Like even if you got to look, because you're very beautiful. You're taking acting lessons. You're doing stunts.
Acting, stunts,
you're working
and crew side. And then I started doing producer
So
too.
you're not just relying on your looks. But I'm saying I met a lot of young ladies in this career field since I've been here a year, and they're just thinking because they're beautiful, they're gonna be the next Marilyn Monroe.
Dime a dozen. No,
that's all. I'm gonna say. I didn't want to be offensive because I'm trying to be politically correct.
I just say it all. Maybe there's a difference between male and females.
Yeah.
They're more cautious about what they say, and
right.
we just say whatever.
Yeah, but a lot of them rely on their looks, and I tell them like, nah, you gotta do some improv, you gotta do some comedy, you gotta do some method acting, you gotta do some martial arts. Oh, I'm too dainty to do. I said, no, but they'll teach you how to do it.
Well, then they're just gonna get pushed aside.
That's all I'm saying.
Because I had somebody say, Nicole, there's lots of people that look like you in California. I said, well, do they have my background?
Right.
Oh,
yeah, whoa, yeah, exactly.
That's what I was saying. So everybody was like, oh, well, there's tons of people. They could look like me all day long, but were they ever a cop?
Right.
Were they ever in the military?
Right.
Do they do other things?
Do they do
community
stunts?
server.
Yeah,
I brought on a lot with helping nonprofits and the stunts and the crew. I was like, you got to keep going. There's no end to it.
Yep.
And when you're sleeping, guess what? Someone else was awake 5 hours prior, building on their assets, their skills.
Yep.
So it's like, and when people are like, do you sleep? I do sleep. we sleep.
Yeah,
and if I don't, then I just layer on the makeup. It's a public service. I took it off and people were like, oh my gosh, you look so different. I was like, yeah, I know what I look like. Oh my goodness.
That's so funny.
I was like, yeah, it's a public service to put some makeup on so I don't look scary. There's guys that they let me know too. They're like, I feel intimidated. It has nothing to do with me. That's on them then to work on themselves. Obviously, they didn't put that work and energy to do self-growth and awareness. My background, a lot of guys are like, I feel less of a man. I had somebody say that before. I know. I was like, well, I am a man eater. Just kidding.
Okay.
Just kidding.
Well, I'm going to give you a different perspective on that from a male point of view because you are very beautiful and sexy and all that. But see, this is what it comes down to, guys, for guys who look like me, like you're not a handsome Brad Pitt dude. But I can tell you one thing for sure, Nicole agreed. When you work out all the time, you eat clean, and you do martial arts, I don't care how beautiful the woman is because you're feeling like you've worked on yourself. You know what I mean? Every day I'm better than the day before, and that's projected onto the women. So if you see a very beautiful woman and all you're doing is sitting on the couch eating bonbons and Snickers and drinking...
There's something wrong with that.
I'm just saying, you're going to feel intimidated. You're going to feel like you're less of a man. But if you're working out every day, you're doing martial arts, or you're going to school, you don't feel like anybody's above you or out of your league. That's just my opinion. Well, that's because
you're working on yourself.
Right.
But then the ones that don't, they will self-project, and they will make these little comments of like, oh no, I've been working at myself. That you got to do this, this, and this. Nothing fell in our laps.
Exactly.
Especially starting off new, we have to even work harder.
Yeah, I had to work out even harder. It was interesting. I did a movie called Phoenix with Baleen. Matter of fact, I was her bodyguard.
How cool is that?
Yeah,
but now you're gonna share it?
No. I just remembered. No, because I gotta tell you something. I gotta tell you something funny. I gotta tell you something.
Don't make me call.
I gotta tell you something funny. So, hey guys, when I moved here to Vegas, I was so involved in martial arts, UFC, just working out, getting punched in the face and beat up. I don't really watch movies, I'll be honest with you. So I'm on these movie sets and I'm working with famous people like Tom Sizemore, Bei Ling, and Todd Bridges. I don't even know who they are. And
you definitely knew who he was, and I know I didn't interrupt, but you're like, hey, Nicole, you want to take a picture? I'm like, and you're like,
well, no, that's because Master Jason told me.
Oh, I didn't even know who. Well, why did you tell me?
I didn't know till later.
See how you don't know these things?
Yeah, I didn't. So I don't really know who these famous people are. So I'll be on movie sets working with famous people. I just think they're people. And I respect the fact that they're big time actors, but I feel like they just took and applied their energy earlier to me because I feel honestly. Me and Nicole, I give myself a couple years. I'm going to be a big-time actor. I know she's going to be one before me, so I'm not worried. But what I wanted to share with you, when I did the Phoenix with her, movie with her, she was doing some fight scenes. Alan Whitman was directing her, and I think it was Tommy Chong. Okay. They were directing her because the fight scenes, choreographed it. I got to see it.
Awesome?
Yeah, I got to see it.
The stunts?
Yeah,
I love that part.
But there were some really beautiful blonde ladies there. It's like, hey, man, we want to do fight scenes, too. And then... They went ahead and they was teaching them the fight scenes, but it's very apparent they had never
No one wants to take a swing for somebody that's
right. That's what I'm trying to say. They had never done it
something.
before, so it was like man, you need to take some stunt training. So they missed some opportunities because they had the look, but when it came time to do
they didn't have the skills.
They didn't have the skill.
You got to have the skills too.
Right.
You got to have that whole package to keep building.
You got to be a complete.
You
package.
maintain, but then after you maintain it, you got to start outreaching more and
right.
more. So I'm very we're affiliated with Nevada.
Yeah.
And the States, I can connect to people, but I want to go more global.
Right.
So I've been connecting with people worldwide to see what they have, what they bring. Can I contribute our assets of whatever we need to do on that set? But the one set that I would like to be on is a Western. Like throw me through a window, catch me on some fire.
Yeah, fall off horses and stuff.
Would it be fun?
Yeah.
I don't know about falling off a horse, but I will leave that up to you.
Yeah,
This is not recorded for you.
No, but I haven't seen it in a while, so I got to tell you what happened. So I did this movie with Michael J. White, and I don't know if you got on there. It was me, Master Jason, Master. It was done last month. It was here. We were shooting. It's a new James Bond movie called
I'm trying to think what I did last month.
No, you were busy. You were
busy.
I
know, I was like busy.
No,
I can't remember what
everybody was
was
trying
about.
to get you, like everybody wants to get you in the movie. You're like, I'm too busy. I'm too busy. I'm like, oh, she's too busy to make a movie. I want to be that busy. But anyway, I was on a movie set with Michael J. White, and I was doing background, like stunt stuff. And I got to tell you, Nicole, I'm done with stunts because I just want to do martial arts. I don't want to do stunts like falling downstairs, getting on fire, getting dropped off the roof. Like, it was great to get into the movies, and I'm being honest with you because you're my friend.
Yeah.
But I just decided if I can't focus on my martial arts and my speaking roles, I don't want to do it anymore because the next day my body
takes a toll. I know. That's why I give the stunt crew so much appreciation.
Yeah.
You know, they have the Days of the Dead coming up in February. And I got to meet Kane Holder. He's really cool with the family. He showed me his burns from when stunts go wrong.
Whoa.
So there's things that go wrong in stunts all the time.
Right.
So you do have to know you and the people you work with.
Right.
And if they hire somebody new, like a newbie on there, guess what? You get hurt and you're out for the rest of your life, and they're still working.
Exactly.
Because
right.
they didn't get hurt.
Right. Yeah.
So that part is really imperative. I don't know, stunts for a guy's view, what's it like when you jump off the rooftops, or if you catch on fire, or if you do choreograph? How do you feel when you do it?
Well, maybe I'm not your typical guy. I mean, I look all masculine and macho, but I'm in touch with my feminine side. But it's scary, you know what I mean? Because you're like, well, I hope nothing goes wrong.
You don't jump far enough, guess what? You're not going to hit that bat.
If you miss your mark, right? If you miss your mark.
What do you do with that one?
So I was just like,
no retake on that.
Yeah, so I don't really do the super high falls. Like, I do like some kind of high falls, but not like Alan Whitman. I don't do them super big ones. And it's just like, it's very scary because if you get hurt, then all of a sudden your movie career is over.
There'll be like a little news article about
yeah.
Hey,
bring in the next stunt guy.
Potential.
Yeah, bring in the next stunt
next
guy.
one replace.
Yeah.
So we have to be careful of that. So there's a lot that I don't think I just met some new actresses, new talent. And they're, like how I was when I first walked into the cleaning lady.
Yeah.
I was like, I thought it was background, but they bumped me with a Taft Hartley as my first one, paired me with this young guy. And I was like, is this a cougar scene? No, I was really serious. I was like, really young guy, and I'm really confused. And I was like, don't even get fresh with me. I'm your mother's age. But I'm going to hold your arm because they're telling me to go to Mark 2. I was like, what are they talking about? Reset to what?
Oh, you didn't know the marks in the sets?
I didn't know anything. So they're like, and there were 3 different cameras, and they're like, look back over your shoulder, and you're holding that glass wrong. I go, he goes, if the way you're holding it would have spilled that in real life, you probably should be a real one, because I probably would have done something.
I had to learn that too. Yeah.
So
it's different.
Acting classes are imperative.
Oh yeah.
They tell you about your marks, the blocking. Don't upstage somebody else.
Don't look at the camera.
That's a big one. You see this? We can look right here at the camera.
Right.
Never look at the camera.
No, not on set. You can't. Yeah.
It's virtually. Or you want to get kicked off a set, or you want to waste their time and money.
They'll just give you the boot. They give you the boot.
You'll get booted really quick. I remember that. They're like, don't look at the camera, and then it's almost like at first when I started, I was like, it's like a rebel. Should I look at the camera?
Well, no, it wasn't that for me. I couldn't help but look at the camera. They said, don't look at the camera, big man. I was like, I'm not looking at the camera.
Are we dead?
Yeah, because it's
Still
hard.
looking at the camera. That is a good one to share. When there's, I hope when people do watch this, if they have any questions, or maybe when we do anything with follow-up, morning hosting, if we do anything like that, maybe people could submit questions that we could address.
Oh, I would like that. Yeah,
in
like
the connection.
Yeah,
or if there's an upcoming event here in Vegas, share so we can connect the community together.
Or some upcoming movies, we can let you guys know if they're looking for background or if they're looking for stunts or
just like
martial arts people.
Yeah, well, it's everything. There's people that are opening businesses. Nueve, she's a singer. She has a boutique. That's why I bought the dress from her.
Oh, that's nice dress, by the way.
Yeah, she is really.
Brings out your complexion.
Yeah, you know. That's what I'm here for, to show the. But it's about supporting those small businesses, connecting people. Maybe they want the product placement. So I was working on with that Sinful Subs with the Paid to Die. Imagine we could eat some good subs on there.
Oh, that'd be great. Yeah, that'd be great. Yeah.
There's just ways of communicating, connecting, and then building this the foundation that we have with the community around us.
Mm-hmm.
So
you're
everybody feels a part of it.
Oh, you're very good at that.
What?
I did want to go back to the cougar thing because since we're talking about male-female dynamics. I want to share this with you ladies in the audience. So when you were talking about the cougar saying, "Hey, I'm old enough to be your mother," I think the end thing now with modern society, I think the end thing now is for young dudes to go out with older ladies. I think that's I'm just being honest. No, I'm being honest. That's the end thing now.
See, that's what
the young guys like older women.
Like
and
a
the
mom?
older women
Okay.
That's why it's called MILF. It's called a MILF.
Or a GILF.
What's the
Grandma?
MILF? Oh, that's going too far. Okay.
Is it too far?
Oh, no, hey, to each his own. To each his own. Yay for the GILFs. Yeah.
Here? What do you mean too far?
Okay.
So there's MILF and GILFs and dad bods. What do you think about that dad bod?
Well, I don't agree with the dad
bod.
I'm in the gym all the time, so I don't agree with that. But I do know
that
the young guys really like the older women, and the older women really love the young guys.
So like a sugar mama or daddy, or is there sugar babies? Sometimes there's younger ones that there's a thing of sugar babies.
Right. But I think for guys, this is my take being a man. I think it's good for you to have a MILF or a GILF. I think it's good for 3 reasons. Here's the main 3 reasons. Number 1, she will help you to grow up and become a man for real. She'll teach you more than just in the bedroom stuff.
Is this from experience? I to tell.
Yeah, it's from experience when I was a young man. My dad told me this. And then number two, they teach you how to dress in the way that they find attractive. And I find that the MILFs I've had when I was a young man, and they taught me how to dress, and when I'm not with them, I would get so much attention from women. Whereas if I would dress the way I want to dress, the women would think I'm invisible, and I'm the same guy. And then number 3, which I think is the most important part, is the older woman, man, will really teach you about the world view of things and how to better relate to people. Because older women have an experience and a wisdom and a traveling of life, and they can see the holes in your personality to help you develop your personality. And you'll be leaps and bounds over other young men your age.
There'll be an exchange, all right. That's a lot of work and energy and effort, and probably money, because then you have to dress the young lad.
Yeah, no, I know. Some women aren't up for the task, but then there's some women that are.
Well, I give them a lot of credit then, because I'd be like, just be quiet, just sit over there. I don't know. I wouldn't know what. I have 3 sons, so I wouldn't want to take on.
Another, I got you. No, I got you. Yeah, I guess that's for me. Like for me myself, when I date, I don't like to date really young women because I've raised kids myself.
Exactly.
And every young person you have to grow and develop on your own, but that's not my job. When I'm looking for a mate, I want somebody closer to my age because we can have conversation, we can have perspectives, we can have understandings of life. Whereas I'm not here to raise a young person,
and
plus,
energy
all that. I don't know how to tell.
I'm
I'm not busy as you, but I'm busy too, so I don't have time to be teaching them etiquette and this and that. So I mean, that's just my take.
It's exactly how I feel. So I do have a question to throw out there. I'm just going to throw it out there since we're in the moment. Are you single?
Yeah, I'm single, and here's why. Let me share something with you. The reason I'm single, here in Vegas, there's a lot of readily available women. Like, I've met so many women that want to lock me down and be in a relationship, but when I'm trying to chase Nicole or Maria, like I have goals and aspirations. This is not a negative thing. Yeah. When I just moved here, I have goals and aspirations to be famous, right? And so when you're in a relationship, you need to take time for that person. Like, if you really care about somebody, you got to take time. And right now, I'm being selfish. It's all about me.
Well, you just started. What I learned from somebody is every yes you say to something, you're saying no to something else.
I like that.
So I'm just giving the words of advice from what I had to experience. And in this industry, I found it hard because I do have a family.
Right.
And there's some people that I meet, like guys, and they're like, oh, like all of a sudden connection. Listen, 24 years, buddy.
Yeah.
Let's get this 24 years. I did buy my own wedding ring too.
Right, yeah.
Nothing that they have money or
Right.
anything of their title is going to woo me over.
Right.
Sorry. Just
Right.
speaking from the truth here.
Yeah.
But I do like-minded. Hard work, dedication.
Focus.
Let's get it done.
Yeah.
No slacking, no saying,
man, no
I've been
laziness.
trying. Try a different way.
Yeah. Well, I gotta share something with you. Out of me personally, Nicole, I don't like that word try. I'm gonna tell you why. When you look the word try up in the dictionary, you know what it says? To put forth valiant effort but not succeed. In my life, I do a do or do not. Like either I'm gonna do it and I might bump my head, but I'm gonna keep going until I do it. But I don't go, hey man, I tried, it didn't work for me. Poor me.
And that's where the military comes in.
Yeah.
Right? Get up. And so I think that's where people are like, oh, you're so assertive.
Yeah.
There's no time for that. There's no crying.
Right.
No.
Yeah.
If you have to, I'll give you like 5 minutes.
Yeah,
Let's
get it out your system. Yeah.
And then we're going to keep going because you're wasting time
Yeah.
on the violin playing.
Yeah, get it out your system. I got to tell you guys something. The running joke is the serve thing because when I first met Nicole and she was so forceful with me, like in the martial arts move and stuff, I was like, man, you're very aggressive. She goes, I'm assertive. And it was hard for me to learn that word. So every time I saw her, I go, hey, there's the aggressive Nicole. And she goes, I'm assertive. And then after about the 5th time, I got it.
Yeah, so everybody knows it's called assertive. I don't know what this aggressive.
She's not aggressive. She's assertive.
See,
yeah.
Aggression would be just like, I'm getting it done. Hey, this is what we need to do today. And then I'll say tomorrow and the next day. There's no like, oh, I didn't know this was coming.
Right.
Oh, I didn't hear you.
Right.
I'm going to write it down. I'm going to say it. I'm going to have them communicate it back. Especially in this industry because it's a lack of communication.
I agree.
And they're like, oh, well, I didn't know.
Right, yeah.
Let's get this started. I'm so-and-so. You are. All right, any kind of questions, anything that you need to bring to my attention ahead of time, let's get it done. Just like when I worked at CSI. Oh, I got to go on again for a season. I'm like, please don't call me out. I love you, CSI.
Oh, yeah.
But they did a bogus address for the COVID test. 2 people passed out. So I went to her in my assertive ways. I was like, everybody's going to stop right there. That's a bogus address. Don't send anybody else on that because they're overheated.
Wow,
That's not going to work out.
Right.
But it's a communication. You really have to be effective in everything that's going on. If you see someone not feeling well, you're going to have to bring it to the medic's attention. You're going to have to care enough. I think if you want to make it in this industry, you have to care.
Right.
You care about yourself and you care about other people.
You got to care about other people.
And those stragglers, guess what?
Yeah.
I found out that term, that crabs in the bucket, I kicked it right into a hole. I'm
Yeah.
like, Barry, you guys are not coming out to get me.
No,
You
and I
crabs
kicked it
stay
right
out
after. Once she kicked it, I double kicked
They
it.
tried to come for you too.
Yeah, I triple kicked it. Like a soccer ball, I triple kicked it. Yeah.
I just don't want my shoe
Like,
flying off
boom.
here.
Yeah.
Do you see this? I don't want my shoe
No,
flying
she
off
don't, but-
here.
Yeah.
Okay, we got about a little bit left. Is there anything that we need to share about anything that's coming up besides the nonprofits that people can look it up on the internet too?
Mm-hmm.
Is there any nonprofits that you enjoy?
At the moment, I wanted to talk with you more about helping veterans and stuff and being like a mentor and stuff. I had talked to Master Jason Villas about it, but you know how we get so busy living our lives and doing movies and martial arts.
They do have a lot of nonprofits I can send your way,
Yeah.
and there's mentoring, and there's also I know a lot of veterans don't have the means to even file for their disability. I had a friend, David Corndog, and he did share with me some personal information.
Okay.
And so my husband and I helped him get his 70% disabled, and
right.
he got a job as a ranger, but he was homeless. He was missing. He was like struggling.
Wow.
So it's just meeting those people. I think if we want to be the change that we wish we had, it's the connecting. So the more you're involved with the community, the more I think it helps me grow and be aware of what's out there, so I can identify and help them out.
Right.
And that is my passion. So if I can't have that passion, just like your martial arts in this industry, I don't want to be in acting. I don't care for the famous Emmys.
I got you.
It's not going to happen. But I do care with building.
Mm-hmm. And I agree with you though, because they say the more you help others, you actually help yourself because you get what you receive. I mean, you receive what you give.
Well, it does come full circle sometimes, but it's also pay it forward.
Yeah.
You're not going to give it to me because I'm good. But when you get situated, give it back. Give it to somebody else.
Definitely, yeah.
And that's the message I always like to give to people when I do help them out.
And you actually live it. That's why I'm proud to say that you live it. You know, so I want to inspire to be more like you, but a more masculine version. You know, because she's more feminine, so I want to be more masculine. But, Yeah, but other than that, I'm just trying to, just figure myself out through Vegas here. This interesting
I
place.
mean, to adapt to Vegas and then also go into the acting, which I couldn't even map out. I couldn't even map out that acting. I was like,
Yeah.
usually I can plan and coordinate.
Yeah, no.
It's out the door. I was like, I'm gonna just go and intuition. Go with your intuition. If something doesn't seem right or feel right, you speak up for yourself. You document, or you can come back to us.
Yeah, I second that. Yeah.
You can reach out to us on your social media.
Yeah. So if you guys like this type of content, you like to see me and Nicole talk about male-female issues, please join us. Contact Maria. You can reach me at OG Silverback 971. How about yourself?
And Nicole Vegas, and it'll be on Facebook mostly. So, thank you so much. It was fun.
Thank you. It was awesome. It was a pleasure to see you again.
No.
Yeah. It was fun.
Oh goodness.
Are we still rolling?
I don't know what's going on.
Hey.
I'll just do this.
Yeah,
We'll put some music at the end.